All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Phinney, and I will be presenting to you Turnip. Our service we are going to talk about today is Rooted in Trends. So just to kind of paint out a clear picture of the landscape we're working with here, approximately 90% of all young adults, people from the ages of 18 to 29, are using some form of social media. So we want to take advantage of this to somehow tap into it and use it to leverage public media. If we take a look at the sort of audiences that NPR are sort of tailoring to, the average listener's age for NPR is 55 years, and the average age for a desktop user is about 38, and the mobile users is about 30. So we can see this trend that the more mobile the media becomes, the younger the audience we're able to reach. So to paint kind of like the problem we're addressing, most young individuals today are turning to social media to get their news. They're no longer going to news sources, they're going straight to social media because the assumption is that if people are talking about it, then it's important. So we want to help bridge this gap between social media. It's really challenging for public media to keep up with social media because social media is cranking out new content 24/7. So it's very challenging to keep up. Another sort of issue that we've noticed is that it's common in media, or just publishing in general, to write an article once, print it once, and then it just gets lost in some archive somewhere, some huge database of content. But really, we want to show that old news can be relevant, that old content from the archive can resurface and actually be relevant to what is being talked about today. And so I just want to leave you with that question. How can we actually resurface this content, reuse this content that's sitting in archives today? And to help us sort of answer that question, I'm going to hand off to Abhi.
So, as Mike mentioned, how do we solve this problem? How do we connect the two dots? The two dots which are social media and public media, which are currently disconnected. How do we do that? Solution is Turnip. We are going to present to you a white label product that we have developed using the power of Turnip. So at this point, I'm going to show you a short video that's going to demonstrate the power of Turnip. So let's start with going on your news feed, on Twitter feed. You go there, you see a bunch of trends that are trending on the left-hand side. You select one of them, and you scroll through a bunch of personal opinions. People are tweeting about it, talking about it, congratulating about Pulitzer, which is in question right now, the Pulitzer News Journalism Awards. Really, that is not something that I'm looking for. I'm looking for stories. I'm looking for information. These are opinions, not information. So we thought, let's go to a public media platform and find out what they have for Pulitzer. So we did a quick search on the public media platform, and these are the results that we got. Not really related to Pulitzer. So does this mean that the content does not exist up there? Absolutely not. It is there, it's not surfacing. This again means the disconnection. This brings us back to the point where there is a disconnection between public media and social media. Let me introduce you Turnip and what you can do with Turnip. So, this is a white label product. As you can see, we are pulling information from Twitter, something from earlier, something trending now. Let's look at Pulitzer here. You see we have a bunch of stories, very recent, 20th April. You can select one of the stories that you want to read, right there. You can start reading, and if you feel like at some point it's a good story to retweet, you can go ahead and do that right from the app. Obviously, you'll need to be signed in for it. You can come back and read or favorite it and save it for later. You go back to your account, and it'll be right there in front of you among the other stories that you saved. And you can go back to the trends and keep exploring from earlier, from something now, whatever interests you. And that, in a nutshell, is what you can do with Turnip. Now, what you really saw over there was completely innovative technology. It was fully automated. There was no human sitting there looking at the trends, pulling articles from public media platform, nothing going on like that over there. It was completely automated. We are leveraging the massive and rapid flow of information that is going over social media in real time and using that information to generate all these kind of stories. Turnip can read, it can analyze, and it can filter in real time. Whatever you saw in the previous video was completely seamless, completely automated, and everything was happening in real time. This gives an unimaginative power to public media. This is, again, brings to the point where the connection was simple. You just have to automate things. That is what was needed, and that is what the missing connection was. So this begs the question, how is this thing working at the back? When we talk about automation, when we talk about real time, what is going on at the back? So our machine sits and waits, and every single time there's something new appears on Twitter, we pull it, we apply some magic on it, and generate keywords in real time. We tell PMP, what do you have for these keywords? PMP gives us a bunch of articles, our machine starts reading it. We start reading all those articles and start scoring them, again, in real time. If the score is high enough, we present the content to user, or we filter it out. As simple as that. Turnip Smart Filter is right at the heart of this connection that we talk about. And all this is happening extremely seamlessly, and the accuracy you saw in front of you was absolutely brilliant. Now, to talk more about how we're going to make this a business, Tatiana Darie is going to take over from here.
Thank you, Abhi. So this product, as my colleagues described, that we've developed is really of very high value. We are saving people's time, which is very valuable, and we're also providing the story behind a trend, which gives you information, contextualized information, which is, as we all know, information is power. So we've consulted with RJI consultant Jim Flink, we've consulted with MBA students and 2 companies, both on the technology side and the business side, and we came up with a basic, very simple business plan. Basically, for year 1 and 2, we want to work with public media stations to help them make use of our technology and move their industry forward, and also target younger audiences and expand their reach. And then we want to work in year 3 and year 5, we want to advance our technology, we want to add geo-based information, geo-based hashtags, and also more personalized features. And then in year 5, we want to take the startup or the newsy route, and we want to get to acquisition. We want to partner with a big company, and basically ultimate goal is to sell. For now, though, this is our basic plan. Plan A is corporate licensing. We would like to partner with a big customer and sell the product or license it for a base price, and also get royalty for every license that gets sold after that. And if that product will be an API service, we will get a small fee as a 5 to 10% royalty fee. But if this product will be as an add-on, standalone product, we will charge a higher fee just to be able to stay in business. And we already have a potential customer. Public media platform has expressed its interest to partner with us, and it has, as you can see, a large base of customers right there that it can sell this license forward. And this is just a testimonial from our potential customer, and we are interested to move on with this negotiation. But if PMP says no tomorrow, we do have a plan B, which is to tap into those radio and public media stations on our own. So we have 3 models basically that we put together, again based on market research, based on our conversations with the consultants. So for Turnip Basic, you would basically get the app and the technology as it is right now. For Turnip Team, we would charge again a one-off fee just to be able to customize it to your own needs based where you are and who your customers are. After that, we will charge this amount per year just for support. Of course, as we know, there is a problem. Not every news organizations has the wealth and the developers to do the support. That's why we are providing support. And then for Turnip Enterprise, we are adding the good stuff, which is analytics and metadata that can help the organizations basically tailor content according to the customer needs. And this is also a fee for yearly support. And Olga will tell you about the possibilities of what Turnip can do.
Hello. Our smart engine, Turnip, is so flexible and modular that the possibilities that are behind it are really limitless and endless. And I'll tell you why. For example, you're a news organization and you want to have a feature in your CMS system so that your reporters could go in and see what's trending and what you have in your database so you could reuse it and repurpose it. We can make that happen really easily on different platforms. WordPress, Drupal, all these kinds of CMS that news organizations are using. So let's think about another scenario. For example, you want a custom solution. You have a very sophisticated database of content. We can make that happen too. We can make you a dashboard, an interactive web-based dashboard that will go through your database, sort it out, and tell you what you can do with your content. If you want to just enhance your user experience on the front end, we can make that happen too, in the form of consumer app. Really, the possibilities are endless and limitless. And what's so interesting about public media is that they have this really big database of high quality, outstanding reporting that is sitting there in the piles of news content that should be brought up on the surface and reused again. Abhi?
So we have currently talked about how we are going to use PMP's content. This is how we're going to enhance public media, the public media platform. As you can see, with the amount of data and the kind of data we are collecting, as Olga mentioned, the possibilities are limitless. We can give regional data, we can give location-based information, we can give categorical information. Again, we saw there's a whole search engine sitting right in the middle of public media in their search. The loyalty index, what is user reading more? Is he loyal or she loyal to more one kind of news source, one kind of author, one category of trends, one category of news? All those things are sitting right here. We are collecting all those data, and this metadata is enhancing PMP like it has never been before. And that is how we are going to make sure that PMP gets more and more data from our application. To give you a quick recap, the problem, keeping up with social media, 24/7, massive and rapid information flow, we can't have a human doing that. That's why full automation is the only option over here if you want to keep up with social media. Turnip does that. Something that can read, analyze, filter in real time, seamlessly, without a user knowing it, Turnip does that. Extremely flexible and modular, something that is not tied to one social media, one organization. You can plug it in the middle of any social media, any news source, and right there you have it. A very strong business model, a very inviting business model. And we believe this is the greatest enhancement to PMP yet. Something that has never been done before, at least not in real time. And I would like to thank our team who have put amazing effort in the past 4 or 5 months to get this all done. So thank you, team, and thank you, everyone.